Okay, here's another update. It's the shell I've been building, a K4 Pennsylvania Streamline shell. It's made out of PVC, Sintra, and thin sheets of Lexan. It's far from done, but the majority of the shell is done. So there you have it. This piece is Lexan. This is Sintra. This is PVC pipe right here. This is, I started with a square block and just kept belt sanding it until I made it round. That's the nose. The lights are gonna go there. This was, I shaved this down with a razor blade. This was one piece of 1/2 inch stock that I started with. Was it 1/2 inch? I think it was. It's 1/2 inch. I sliced it, diced it with a razor blade, and then sanded it by hand. So what I've done on the inside is this actually is was a 464. I had a couple 462s that are like this. This is a New Jersey Central. This train is supposed to have the spoked wheels. I don't really care for them. So I could have just easily used a 462 frame and swapped the drivers, but I didn't want to ruin the only. I have this one and another one, and I didn't want to ruin them. So to build this train, so I wanted to use parts that I already had. So what I did was, this truck is off of I believe it is a 210-2 truck. It's modified to work on this because this truck here it looks the same, but it's not. There are some differences. For one, it usually has a spring hanging on the back of this, hooked to the bottom plate that gives it tension. This particular one, I put a spring underneath it. But what I had to do was I cut a hole in this bottom plate and soldered a nut inside of it. It just clears the gear. And then this threads in and there's a screw on it. And the screw for the bottom plate is underneath here. You have to remove this before you can get the screw off. So that's the way I did it. I like these wheels better. So it's going to have, you see the tow bar. Because this was a 464, the locomotive is about 3/8 of an inch longer than a 462. So I bent the tow bar to take up the slack. This clears everything. This was the original motor mount. As you know, the 462s have plastic hold the motor. This one has metal. I just flattened it out and cut it. And you can see where the original holes, the original mounting brackets were. I tweaked them down a little bit to get the height of the train right. There's actually holes in here. I just haven't put any screws in it. So that's that. I got some lead weights, Mickey Mouse in there for now, because I wanted to test it. It does work. It's just too late at night for me to go test it again. I'll test it once it's in primer. But that's pretty much it. I hollowed out the bottom, used the Dremel and grinded all that out. This Lexan I overlapped it and glued it, and then I water sanded it down so it's real smooth. You don't feel a lip anymore. I spent a little bit more time on this than I have on some of my other trains, because I don't want any problems with body work or paint or anything like that. I want it to look perfect. I will make a tender. I'm going to use, not this particular tender, but because that's for one of my Berkshires, but I'm going to use the same type of tender and just add sections of it and close off the top and whatnot, because it's the same length. This is what it should be. So you can compare these things. If you line them up, they're almost identical in size. If you see the other video earlier, you can see how I figured out the scale and how big this thing should be. So if this is to scale, then my homemade train must be pretty damn close. So anyway, that's the update. I hope it didn't bore you. In the comments, let me know what you think. If you have any suggestions, leave a comment. Thank you for watching.